Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Powerful Women in Business event. We are so happy to have you all here with us to listen to our inspirational panelist of women. We hope that you leave this call feeling motivated to take action in your life towards your goals and your dreams. My name is Brittany Ame. I live in Southern California. I'm a wife and a mom of 2 little ones, and I'm a volleyball coach. And I've been sharing the power of plants with all of my friends, family, and athletes for 3 years now. I've created a solid foundation financially for myself, for my family, through helping other people improve their health, and I'm just getting started. Before I turn this over to my co-host, I want to make sure that as you listen to our beautiful panelists share their business stories, that you understand that we are not making any income claims or product claims to treat or cure any disease or illness, okay? With that being said, Ade Kumba Falati, take it away.
Hello, beautiful people. We are so elated to have you here tonight. We have been doing these Powerful Women in Business calls for about 5 months now. This is our 6th call, and we absolutely love these calls. They're so inspiring, not just to us, the hosts, but also to you, those of you guys who are on the call with us. So thank you for joining us. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us today, and we really appreciate it. I have been in business for about 1.5 years. I started because I needed some help with my inflammation and I needed more energy. And my friend said, hey, I have something that I think might help. And it did. So here I am 1.5 years later with very low inflammation in my knee. And I'm feeling really good and able to share with others all around the world. So I want to talk less and get into our panelists, who are some heavy hitters. Oh my goodness, we have some heavy hitters tonight. So our first panelist is Warlicia Feta. She lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. She is a health and wellness coach who spent the last 33 years of her life in the health and fitness industry. And by day, she is an overseas manager with a medical building company where she manages 3 teams, over 150 associates who live in India and Bangladesh. In her life, she has been an entrepreneur for about 4 years or so with Juice Plus, and she has a team of over 100 partners. So I'm talking about heavy hitter. She's a heavy hitter. She has been very instrumental in helping moms and dads stay at home with their children and those who desire to retire from their jobs. We also have Tiffany Squire. She lives in Michigan. She joined the company about 6 years ago. She is an RN and IIN health coach who's passionate about prevention. She's thriving with Hashimoto's, and she loves to educate people on the healing power of nutrition. She always has had an entrepreneurial spirit, and she now empowers other women to find their foundation of health and transformation through their dreams and turn it into reality. And then last but not least, we have Brianna Sanford. She lives in Jacksonville, Florida. I actually grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I even knew that until I started reading your bio. She's been with the Juice Plus company for about 7 years now. Her passion is helping others reform their God-given purpose and help them to tear away the lies that prevent them from living their most fulfilled lives. After 13 years of teaching voice and piano lessons, she dove head first into the world of health and fitness and has been helping families improve their health while creating a supplement income for their families as well. In addition to that, she's also obviously a wellness advocate and somehow has also found time to author 2 books. My goodness. So that's just a taste of who they are, and they'll share more. Let's get into it. You guys came to hear about how these women are building their businesses and how they're so powerful and they're CEOs of their own. So I want to get right into it. Okay. So first question, Brianna, talk to us about your business story. How did it become something that you wanted to do, and where did it come from? Give us the whole story.
Yeah. So when Juice Plus came into my life 7 years ago, it was 2014. I was a sugar addict. I was a sugar addict that was best friends with Lil Debbie, like she was my ride or die. And I was also desperate. I had had an epiphany about a year before that because I have a daughter with severe special needs who needs everything done for her, I knew that if I didn't start taking care of myself, and something could very well happen to me, I didn't know how I was going to be able to take care of her. So I really wanted to, I got really serious about trying to find ways to add nutrition because I was hooked on sugar and I hated fruits and veggies. So I needed an easy button. And someone, another business cohort of mine, we had lunch and told me about this easy way to get a variety of fruits and veggies in our bodies. And I knew that was the solution for me. We had such a great experience that I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to quit taking it. I wanted to keep taking it as long as I could. But I was looking for a way to be able to get it as cheaply as I could. And I also was super intrigued about this thing called a tower garden. And I loved just the idea of growing my own food. So that's actually what got me to say yes to becoming a partner, because I wanted to get a tower garden for the least amount of investment as possible. And I was broke as a joke, y'all. Like I had 3 kids that under the age of 6 or 7 and broke as a joke. So, so anyway, it was all just sounding so great to me. And it was the best thing that I could have done for myself or my family, because I'm no longer addicted to sugar. Our family has experienced so many different kinds of health improvements, especially for my daughter with severe special needs that used to be in the hospital every other month. We now are going on our 4th year of her not having any hospital visits because of how healthy she is. So I had to share it with the world and help other families to experience the same kind of joy and healing and health and wellness as our family has.
Wow. Wow, what a beautiful story. And I love to learn, Brittany and I love to learn all about you guys as well, as we get to hear from your own perspective, your own story. What I think is so incredible about it is that we get to share what is actually helping us truly. You know, I think sometimes we might share things or start a business and it's more about the financial part of it, but we really have a mission to share because it's actually helpful. And we know that we need more plants in our body and plants truly do heal. So I just love that it's helped your daughter so much and your family so much. Thank you for that. Tiffany, talk to us about your business story. How did it come about for you?
So for me, it kind of made sense when I jumped on board with the product, because as an RN, I was already burned out on giving patients medications all day long. And a lot of my career was in the cardiovascular field. So chronic illness kind of was getting these repeat offenders of patients. And it was starting to dawn on me that I was feeling like I just wasn't really helping them at the end of the day. So myself struggling with Hashimoto's and being on medication myself for 20 years, when I found out about nutritional changes that are, pertinent for autoimmune disease, namely gluten-free, dairy-free. And when I started to see results right away with just making those changes, I started to think like, okay, I need to do something else. I need to help people in a better way. So the product was introduced to me, and being that it was such a low price point to join, it just made sense for me to come on board, both product and business. So that's how I got started.
Yes, it just made sense. It just made sense. Yeah. I love it. Okay, so Rolicia, your story, talk about how you got to become a business owner.
Okay, I have always been entrepreneurial by heart, and I just did not have the right product or the right business behind me. And I thought I did for many, many times over. But when I was introduced to Juice Plus, a friend of mine introduced me, and I just thought, okay, having more fruits and vegetables in our diet, that's a good idea. But little did I know exactly what these plant powders would do for us and our families and our friends. So my husband and myself, we were both pre-diabetic. My husband had high blood pressure through the roof. My mother, which is why I know I'll be eating Juice Plus for the rest of my life, she was on 7 different medications. She was about to get a hip replacement and a knee replacement, and her husband was building a steps so she can get in and out of the bed without having a lot of pain. And within 4 months, she also loved to dance. And within 4 months of eating Juice Plus, we were at an event and she was able to dance in the aisles with my oldest son. So that was just amazing to see her do that. And now my husband and I are no longer pre-diabetic. I was extremely exhausted. I suffered from exhaustion to the point that if I was at a red light and I waited too long, it was a long red light, I would fall asleep. So it was getting dangerously bad with my exhaustion. So within 4 days, I had so much energy from everywhere. I had to go and grab the capsules and look at it and say, this is just fruits and vegetables. So it's wonderful. That's how I was introduced. And then, of course, seeing how wonderful the product was, I had to look into the business behind it. So like I said, I was always entrepreneur by heart. And I'm like, okay, to be a great entrepreneur, you need a great product. And this is a wonderful, awesome product. So when I looked into the business, I said, where do I sign? Because I knew that this business had been around for more than 50 years. And one major thing was the fact that my husband, he is self-employed. So I provide all of the health benefits for our family. And to know that when you reach a particular position in this company, that you'll get health benefits, and not just health benefits, but corporate benefits. That's when I said, where do I sign? Because I see the light at the end of my tunnel where I can literally retire myself from my job and work what I love every day.
I love that. It is so exciting. That's so exciting that you can do that at the upper leadership positions. And I really like what you shared there. How many of you guys, type this in the chat, how many of you guys feel like you were born with that entrepreneurial like spirit? How many of you guys feel like that's within you? Type that in the chat. You got to go after it. You got to go after it and find something that really calls you. So that's really cool. The next question, Brianna, is for you. What was your initial vision or goal when you started this, and how has that changed for you?
This, I always laugh because it's funny, it's comical. I just wanted to get my tower garden, and for as cheaply as I could get it, inexpensive I can get it. And I was not planning on talking to anybody at first, because I was still fairly shy. So I was going to get my tower garden, but I didn't get excited about talking to people until I saw how simple the compensation plan was. Now, let me just tell you, I'm a mama of a special needs child that needed a lot of attention and a lot of care. And corporate America, working a job outside of the home, was not in the cards for someone like me. So what dawned on me is I'm not making any money. And this thing this is showing me a way to be able to easily, simply earn a good couple $100, here just for talking to the first, handful of people. And I couldn't pass that up. And I'm telling you, a couple $100 makes it's a lot of a difference to someone who was living paycheck to paycheck. And so that has changed significantly now, because now you can't shut me up. Like I'm talking to tons and tons of people all the time, and reach the higher leadership position of the company. So I'm earning the top commission and making enough for our family to where my husband doesn't have to work his tail off quite so hard. He's not working for the both of us. I'm able to bring in a considerable amount of our expenses, for the month. And the other thing that I'm so grateful for is that residual income. You guys don't sleep on the residual income, because what I've learned after this we just moved and we had a little bit of some family emergency issues over the last several months. And I had to take a little bit of a break, to be very honest with you. And there were several months that that I did not add one more customer, add one more team member, but it didn't matter because I had all the residual income coming in from all the previous customers and work and things that I had done and families that I've helped in the past. So residual income is a game changer, especially when you're going through different periods of your life when you need to tend to your family, right? Where most of us are probably mamas and things, or grandmas or whatever. We have to tend to families sometimes. Having that money coming in the times of crisis has meant everything for us these last several months. So
yeah, that's huge as a mom. That is a huge thing, to be able to step away. That's awesome share. Tiffany, how about you? What was your initial vision and how did that change?
So when I signed on, I was like, all right, let's get at it. Let's go to the top. Let me quit my job. I was like gunning for all of the things. Okay. And I did make it to the top of the commission level pretty quickly, but I'm going to be honest with y'all, I did get a little bit stuck because it was then that I realized that this wasn't just about sharing fruits and vegetables in a capsule. This was kind of testing me to get out of my comfort zone. And, you know, when I started the product and I was finding out about being gluten-free for my Hashimoto's, my brain was like, that's it? Because I have been trying to do something for 20 years. So that's it. But sometimes when you start talking to people about nutrition and maybe eliminating some of the things that they've been had for so long, they're not so quite on board. And that can kind of trip you up a little bit and it can stop you in your tracks and you can kind of feel like you're hounding or you're being salesy and all that. So I had to learn over time to friend my fear and just kind of get over myself and get out of my own way and just know that I've got a golden gift to offer. And either they say yes or they say no. And I had to learn how to be, you know, not attached to the outcome, because the most important part of my job is to just then share it. So my vision has changed because, you know, I'm not at the top yet, but I kind of feel like I'm still in my nursing field. Am I there to maybe Florence Nightingale a new way of how we approach health with our patients? What if there was a way for me and my team of people to maybe get attached to a patient, you know, while they're still in the hospital and then follow them outside of when they leave so that I can help them on their lifestyle so that they don't get readmitted. So it's helping me expand my different visions and whatnot and just kind of broadening where I'm learning. So, and other things have flourished from there. I became certified in yoga. I became an IIN health coach. So it's just helped me realize that we're just made for more than we ever thought we were. So yeah.
That's huge. Made for more. Absolutely. You will learn that when you go into business for yourself. Absolutely. Marlicia, how about you?
Well, my vision in the beginning, as I mentioned, I wanted to just get to a point where I can get these health benefits, but this journey does not allow you to just be focused on one thing. You have your vision really changes, your goal changes, your why changes. And that's the one thing that I learned, that your why does change. And so what actually got you in the business to want to do the business in the beginning is not what takes you further and further along in the business. And I knew that sacrifice and doing more and being in front of people, because my team will not know this or does not know this, but I was extremely shy and I didn't want to be in the front. I wanted to be in the back and I can hide somewhere, you know, but so my vision was just to get to the top and get those benefits, but that's not the way it is working out. I have my team, and now my vision has changed to really get everyone to the top, not just for myself getting to the top, but getting everyone. There is room at the top. So getting my entire team in working strategic ways and getting us all there is what my vision and my goal is today.
Yes, it is amazing how much your mind expands when you start a business of your own. Tiffany said it, you know, you have things you don't think you can even tap it into. And all of a sudden you become somebody completely different. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, ladies. Okay, so this business is not easy. You know, we have to be very real about it. This is a very real conversation. This is not an easy business to do, but it's also very warranted. And it's something that we have passion about, but we need to be doing this because health is the most important thing. So Rihanna, talk to us about what do you feel like is the most important thing you need to have success in this business? What is something that you just have to have it? You know, I'll give you, you can say two things. Maybe one is too hard, but something that you have to have in this business to have success.
Sorry. No, the first thing I always tell people this is consistency. Honestly, I would not be where I am today had I not just plugged away. I got in on the calls, on the team calls. I got in on the events, and I just made it a point that that's what I was going to do. If you're not willing to be consistent, you're not going to see consistent growth. It's like what you put in, what you get out. You know, you get out of it what you put in. So number one by far is consistency. And consistency is a lot easier if you're a part of the community and you're in on the calls, you're hearing what people are, you're listening to the stories, we're getting excited about the stories, you know. So that really did help me. Me being an extrovert too, that was helpful, you know, to just be able to stay consistent because I like a party. Show me where the party is, I'll be there. And then the second thing I would say is you got to kick pride to the curb. You got to get over yourself. You can't think so much and be so fearful, kind of like what Tiffany said, you can't be so fearful that you are going to keep yourself from being able to be the solution that someone else has prayed for. And that's what happened. I had been praying for a solution and someone was willing to share Juice Plus with me. So I'm grateful for that person. And I know that there are lots of people now that will say they're grateful for me speaking with them, but if you're not willing to kick pride to the curb or kick fear to the curb, then, you know, you could be missing out on a lot of people that you could be helping.
Yes, consistency. We need that in everything, right? I mean, we need to have that in everything we want in life, definitely, for sure. But I love that you said, take out your ego and your pride. I mean, we all have a lot of ego and a lot of pride, but it's not about us. It's about helping. I love that. Okay, Tiffany, what is the most important thing you feel like you need? Give me two things, got to have it in this business.
So I would say that you need to be willing to be coachable. When you come into this, you may think you know it, but you absolutely don't, okay? And you're not meant to do it alone. So you've got to be willing to, you know, obviously be consistent, like Rihanna said, but to be able to lock arms with us and allow us to, you know, let us bring you with us and let us coach you to get to where you want to go. Also, the second thing is stop talking. Ask some questions, but let them answer, because sometimes, you know, people just want to oh my gosh, I want to tell you all of the things because there's going to be something in this long speech that you're going to get. No, you gotta hear people out and hear why this would be good for them. So just kind of hang back, be patient, and just follow your heart. And because you know when you're talking to someone and it's weird, you'll know that. If it feels weird, it's weird. Okay. So just allow your person that you're sharing with, you come from the heart and allow for them to share vulnerably with you, because health and wealth is those are two very vulnerable places for people. And it's just really important for them to feel heard, and people love talking about themselves. So I would say those two things.
That is true. People do like talking about themselves. That is very true. We've heard from Rihanna and we've also heard from Tiffany, and they both mentioned community. So you'll hear more about that later, but this community is like no other. That's for sure. Okay. Round us out here. Orlicia, what do you have to have in this business? No, non-negotiable. It's a must.
It is a must to have patience in this business, because you may talk to someone today and you may talk to them in a couple months, you may talk to them month after month, and then little do you know, a year from now, they come back to you and say, hey, I'm ready. So that has happened to me over and over again. So you really do need patience, and you need, what was the other thing? Sacrifice. I had to write it down, make sure I remember. But sacrifice is another one. You need patience to do your business, but you need sacrifice to actually be a leader in your business, because you have to sacrifice your time, your energy, and my team knows that they can call me. I'm going to be there. I don't have time to sit back on my laurels and say, okay, I've done what I'm going to do for today. I don't have anything else to do, because I may get that phone call. So it is sacrifice. And especially when I have been talking to someone and saying, hey, you need to do three-way calls. You need to do three-way Zooms. You need to do three-way. They call me to do a three-way. I can't say, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sleepy. So it takes a lot of sacrifice, and it takes a lot of patience, lots of patience to lead a team. So, but I absolutely love it.
Awesome. It absolutely takes patience so much. Next question. What doors has this business opened for you, Brianna? And would you have walked through that door if this business was not here, if you wouldn't have stepped into this business?
That question was, it's so the first thing I will say is I have learned to be a better and more comfortable speaker. Like my upline, my coach, I call her my loving butt kicker. And she knows how to get me to go. And she knows if I'm messing around, right? So she knows how to lovingly say what I need to hear to get my tail in gear. And so one of the ways that she really has encouraged me in growing into being a better speaker and comfortable talking to large amounts of people for events and things like that is she would just throw me to the front of the room. And I remember the first time she's like, hey, would you do me a favor and share your story with, this is in front of like a group of 150 people. And I was like, that's a lot of people, right? Like, but I vowed, because I knew that if I was going to continue into leadership, I need to be willing to do things like this and be at the front of the room and get on stage and share my story and run an event, things like that. And it wasn't something that I was comfortable with from the get up, but I will say that has led me to becoming a better speaker. And since then, I have also been on several podcasts. I had different podcast opportunities that I've freely said yes to, because now I've done so much speaking because of all the opportunities in this community. But now I'm able to speak for other topics as well too, like being a special needs mom, things pertaining to ministry and things like that, and helping to promote my books and things like that. And so those are all things that I don't know that I would have been so comfortable to do those podcasts had I not said yes, and allowed my loving butt kicking coach to, put me in those situations to get in front of the room and get rid of some of those fear of speaking type of things.
Yeah, I second that, Brianna. I definitely second that. This has definitely helped with speaking, doing events like this, being with all of you guys. Yes. Tiffany, how about you? What doors have opened up for you?
Well, honestly, I've always had this like entrepreneurial spirit in me, but I never really knew what that meant or where that was going to take me. And Juice Plus was really just the perfect fit. And I think it had to do with my RN background. I think that's I never have really felt completely aligned with the day-to-day work, and now I'm in a position where I work the traditional like 5 days a week, 40 hours. Who made that up? I mean, I don't even understand it. It's not conducive for life, because usually when you're a bedside nurse, you work 312s and that's grueling in itself, but at least I had time to like decompress. So now that I'm in this other position, I'm really like, oh no, this has got to go for real. So doors that have opened, I got my health coaching certificate, which honestly, as amazing as that is, it actually gave me really good validation for doing Juice Plus. So what I'm saying is that that's not something that you necessarily need to do. I just craved more knowledge for learning about anti-inflammatory foods and how food really is thy medicine. So when I started the coaching program, and I don't regret doing it, but a lot of the curriculum, I was like, man, I'm like already learning this with Juice Plus, like this is really good validation for what I'm already doing. So I think it's kind of cool to say that is because, we get to do this. This is for everybody and anybody. You don't have to be anybody. You already are who you are. And that's exactly who we're looking for. And I love that. So, yoga was something that it brought me to, just really learning how to be comfortable in my own body and moving and inspiring others to love themselves for who they are. Obviously speaking, I very much enjoy communities like this and nights like this where we can just kind of chat and talk about cool stuff like this and inspiration. Yeah, and I guess, like I said before, just kind of expanding my mind and kind of allowing me to tap into some possibilities that could actually really benefit, our healthcare system, families to come and whatnot. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I love that. We've heard expansion several times. It's been in my mind over and over again. So, okay.
We saw
Last
Marlicia.
question.
We have Marlicia.
Alicia, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Marlicia, what doors? What doors?
Okay, doors that has been open for me is I've always wanted to be able to speak in public, and I would always be nervous to do that. But the doors has been open. I've been on several radio stations and podcasts, like Rihanna mentioned, and we're about to do a news spot, and I'm going to be on another television program. And so these things where I've been wanting to be behind the scenes as hard to do because of the opportunity that this has led us to. And I'm also a CFO of a well-known nonprofit organization here in Las Vegas called Angels of Las Vegas. So I'm the CFO for them. And so I have to do a lot of speaking engagements there. So it has opened up a lot of opportunities. This company, as someone has coined it and said that this is a personal development program cleverly disguised as a business. And it definitely is.
Yes. Oh my goodness. How'd I do you like that? That's ridiculous. So because of that, I want to have you go first on this last question. I tried to cut you off. I'm so sorry. So I can't cut off my heavy hitters. Like, come on. Okay. So last question. What would you say to somebody who is interested, but on the fence? What do you tell them about this business and why it might be a good fit for them?
I usually just say, just do it. Just do it. And because unless you can do it and can experience, I can tell you and talk about it all day long. And I can go on for hours and hours talking about the benefits and our wonderful, awesome community that we have. I would not have met you if it hadn't been for our community. So I can tell that to people all day long, but it's not until you actually leap in and do this business and know that you are literally locking arms with us before you know that this is actually the best. This has been the best business decision that I have made in my entire life. So you won't know that. You can't feel that unless you sign that dotted line and pay $52. You can do it. But I would always just tell people, I meet a lot of people on the fence all the time, and I just tell them, just do it. Do it.
Just do it. And you won't feel it until you're in it. That's real. That is real. Okay. Tiffany, what would you tell somebody? What are you gonna say to them? They're on the fence. They want to, they're just unsure.
I just tell them, you got to try this. The worst that's going to happen is that you're going to get healthy and maybe impact your family as well and earn some extra dollars along the way. It's so low risk, So yeah, just keep it simple and go for it.
I love that.
And you're never alone too. Remember, it's not meant to be done alone. So always that as well.
Yes. Okay. Rihanna, what are you telling them?
I'm going to go with a movie quote from my favorite movie, which is Wonder Woman. And it's, who will I be if I don't? So who will you be if you don't? And that line to me just said a lot, because mom wanted her to stay where it was comfortable, where it was safe. And Wonder Woman knew that she had to grow into her full potential. And so she was like, who will I be if I stay? And that's what I say to people, like, who would you not become if you said no because of your own fears or your own comfort zone or whatever? And I just, like to help people think outside of the box a little bit and imagine how this can help not just you, but all the other people that need what we have to offer them.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the questions are done and our heavy hitters, they killed it. But I feel like we have time for one more bonus question. So I'm going to ask the bonus question. Okay. So Rihanna, you're going to start. Really quickly, talk about this community.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, again, from being a mama with a special needs child, I had 3 kids in 3 years, are all back to back. And I don't get to leave the house for a while. When I first started, I did not get to leave the house very often. So when I did, and even we've been using Zoom for years, y'all, everybody, the whole world just found out about Zoom. We've been learning on Zoom for like 6 years or something like that. So when I joined, I just got so excited about getting to lock arms with all these people that has such a heart to help people. These are literally the best, like some of the best people on planet Earth that you will ever meet. Because when we get together, they're so excited about what we get to do, because we have heard all the stories from our customers. We've had our own stories, right? As we're getting healthier and things, Tiffany with the Hashimoto's, me with all my, energy problems and sugar addict issues, and my daughter with all her hospital issues. Like, they just are never ending. And it fuels something inside of you when you get a chance to get together with all these people and you guys are all on the same mission. There is no competition. Let me tell you, there is none of us, except for TK and Brittany, none of us are connected. Like, we're all on different teams, and we love to help one another build each other's teams, because we know that means that more people are getting healthier. So it's just a big party of a bunch of happy, healthy, loving, amazing people.
Yes. Talk about it. Yes. Tiffany, the community. Talk about it.
These are my people. And this is where I feel where I can like really, truly, authentically be myself and maybe show the more vulnerable side and like weaker side of myself and still be 1000% accepted. And sometimes your closest friends are not your biggest supporters. And I've really found in this community that these are the people that believe in me, no doubt, 100%. It's not even just about like inspiring healthy living, but it helps you improve your quality of relationships. And it helps me see the ones that don't fully, I feel, completely support me on my mission. It helps me see them in a better way, because it's not about me. There's something going on with them. So it really, the community helps you transform not just your health, not just your wealth, but this holistic mind, body, soul. So I feel like I was going to say something else. Nope, I already said it. We get to do this. That's the point I wanted to make, is that we get to do this. You get to lock arms with somebody and you get to build your dream, whatever that may be, whether it's going to the top or just inspiring your small community around you. This is what you get to do. And whoever you're partnered up with is going to help you reach whichever goal that may be. So I'd say, don't hold back. Know that this community is going to support you no matter what. And remember that you don't have to be anybody special, because you already are exactly who we're looking for. And I know I repeated myself, but I just really feel like that's a special point to make. So.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Orlicia, take us home. Talk about this community.
Okay. Community, what can I say? that was another one of the things that drew me to this community, was the fact that everyone is truly there for each other. And just like Rihanna mentioned, that it doesn't matter whose team you are on, you're being rooted for. Everyone wants to see you make it, wants to see you succeed, wants to see you get to the top, and they are going to pull out all the stops to get you there. And when you try to explain this to people, when you try to explain community, it almost sounds as though you are making it up. Because, for you to say, these people really love you. And I've talked about this in other companies, or I've heard in other companies, and it just sounds like, a canned statement. Oh, we love you, but this community here, these people here, hands down, we are the best community that anyone would ever want to be a part of. And I'm not going to get emotional. I feel it coming. So, and because I'm starting to think about my own team, I literally love my team. I love each and every one of the people that are on our team. And the thing is, this company has taught me that I have enough love for so many people. You can love a lot of people. And I do that because I know that, because I love my team. We love on each other. And even if you're not really on our team sidelines, we love on each other. I have my bestest sideline buddy on here, Robin, and I love her. And I didn't know her at all. I loved her before I met her in person. Now, who does that? Where do you find that? Where do you find that true love? Where do you find that true companionship, except for right here, right now, in our community? It is just wonderful.
Yes. Way to take us home. Way to take us home. Yes. Ladies, I can't say enough. Brittany and I are so grateful. Rihanna and Tiffany and Rolicia, you guys were absolutely incredible. And I love the feeling that I have right now at the end, just all the goodness. If you feel even a little bit of what I feel, put it in the chat. We want to see, I want to see what you guys are feeling right now, because I feel elated. I feel like I can just go. And that's the goal of this business. The goal of this business is to get us to all places where we feel like we can just do more and we can do more. But we love these calls. We're so excited about these calls because we can allow ourselves to be more empowering to each other. We need more of that in this world right now, women supporting women. And we're really appreciative. We went a little bit past time. Some of you guys are on the East Coast, some of you guys are in the Midwest or the South, and you stayed with us the entire time. We're so grateful for that. If you felt even a little bit from this call, I want you to go and talk to the person who invited you. Have a just genuine and real conversation about what you heard and what you enjoyed. And maybe it's a great fit for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe just was not for you. One thing for sure, that health and wellness is the most important thing. So if nothing else, talk about what you can add into your diet, into your everyday life. But one thing for sure is that we all have passions. We all have gifts. We all have God-given gifts. And we have to, as a woman, I think it's really important for us to expand our income. And that's the goal, to get healthier, help other people get healthier, and expand more and more off our passions. So if you felt anything that I'm feeling from this call, talk to the person that invited you and talk about how it might fit you. We're so, so grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. Panelists, you were incredible. And I'm going to end the call right here.